All the people when he was on Kick and y'all were like, oh, bro, he's falling off. He was falling off. People would literally be in the YouTube comments of the video, and the first thing would be is, oh, fall off, fall off, fall off, fall off, fall off. Where are y'all now? Where are y'all now? Silent, bruh. All right, y'all, bro. Today we got why the internet loves Bruce DropEmOff again, bro. And that's one of the biggest DEO supporters, man. I'm so happy to see this, bro. All the people when he was on Kick and y'all were like, oh, bro, he's falling off. He was falling off. People would literally be in the YouTube comments of the video, and the first thing would be is, oh, fall off, fall off, fall off, fall off, fall off. Where are y'all now? Where are y'all now? Silent, bruh. DEO4L till I die. Ballhog4L till I die. Man, let's get into this, man. Let's go.
So Bruce has finally returned to streaming a few days ago, and as we all expected, he had a very successful first few streams back, but seeing him return has only made me realize how wrong he proved the entire internet, who once called him crazy for something.
Especially DDG, I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's no beef. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mess with DDG, but like, bro, he was talking about him in Streaming University. He would talk about him on so many occasions, and it's like, bro, Bruce wouldn't even say nothing. The only time he could really say he said something was at that Protect concert. But even then, bro, the crowd was screaming, fuck DDG. He was just going like, you know what I'm saying? And Dub was talking too, like, bro, Dub. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't gotta say too much, bro. You already lost that beef with Mac Moolah, bro. I ain't gotta say too much, bro. Mac Moolah already handled you, bro. You don't need to come over to the DEO side, bro. Respectfully.
Some of the things he was saying.
Shout out Mac Moolah,
even though
bruh.
some of the things Bruce was saying months ago may have come off very negatively, it turns out that since his long departure from social media, a lot of things he once predicted or claimed have now come to light, which has made not only the internet, but a few people who he also had problems with switch up as well.
Sometimes you're right, just not right now, my.
What happened with Bruce anyway, Chad? Did he just disappear? Chad, I feel like he might have been too real for the industry, low-key. Chad, now that I look back at it, Chad, yes, Chad, he might have been too real.
This might have been the only time I understand SQC.
But how exactly did these people switch up? Why did they switch up? How has Bruce's return been thus far? Well, that's probably what you're here to figure out. But first, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the tribe of the biggest trapper. And while you're at it, don't forget to click that very first link down below in my description to join my Discord server and become an official member of the community. Now, with all of that being said, let's get into why the internet loves Bruce DropEmOff again. Okay, so to start, by now, most of you should know who Bruce DropEmOff is. He was at one point and arguably still is one of the biggest streamers in the world. He originally built his career off of trolling within the 2K community, but as time progressed, he also progressed as a streamer as well.
I ain't gonna lie, every like good YouTuber or every like cool dude I know, bro, has always had a 2K phase. If you ain't had a 2K phase, I don't think your childhood was really likes that for real, bro. I feel like everybody had that phase, bro, when it was like from 2013 all the way to like, I say like 2020, bro. I was watching people like King Sean, QJB, Chris Smooth, Stacks Montana, Pretty Boy Fredo before he like went off the deep end. Cash Nasty, Flight, hella people, bro. Phantom. That's how I started watching Phantom because of his 2K Duke. Like, bro, so many great YouTubers and streamers came from the 2K era. It's not even funny, bro.
He was always improving his content and coming up with great ideas over the years, and he went from being the annoying kid trolling on 2K to becoming one of the most respected streamers in the industry. Throughout the years, he's always prioritized one thing in his career, and it wasn't money or clothes. Instead, he focused on building a strong core audience, which became known as his community, DEO. Over time, DEO became a very strong part of Bruce's success. His chat became more than just the average chat. They actually ended up becoming a strong part of his content. Whether it was him going through Reddit posts or simply doing text-to-speech confessions, it's without a doubt that DEO has for sure helped Bruce get to where he's at today. In fact, they seem to be the only people on the internet that Bruce could lean on throughout his entire departure away from social media. You see, at one point, Bruce was loved by many people within the streaming community, and he's often regarded as the bridge that brought two completely different sides of Twitch together. Like before him, there weren't many streamers at all that you would see doing a collab.
Bro, and I ain't gonna lie, I started watching some of the OTK. I just bit my tongue. I started watching some of the OTK dudes because of Bruce, bro. Like I started watching Miskiff because of Bruce. I knew about Nymph because of Bruce, bro. I already knew about Asmongold. I ain't gonna lie, Asmon, if you're watching this, yo. Has he cleaned his room, bro? Please. I haven't kept up with him in a long time, bro. Let me know in the comments. Has Asmongold cleaned his room and all that, bro? Please let me know.
A streamer like Miskiff, while also being able to do a collab with a streamer like Duke Dennis. In better terms, he was the person that helped bring together what was once known as the Poggers and the WNL community. And these two communities colliding would basically become the normal on today's Twitch.
Wait, so what do you do for a living?
I'm a referee. Nah, it's a men's basketball league. I'm from South Carolina, so like I'm a referee at a men's basketball league.
Yo, Miskiff talking to Duke Dennis is like, this is one of the things I will never ever think would happen.
That, bro, at this time, I'm surprised that Miskiff didn't know about Duke Dennis. This is around the time where like Duke Dennis started getting like super duper viral, and like the Jones was like, oh my god, Duke Dennis. Like, bro, I'm surprised Miskiff ain't know. But to be fair, I don't know if he's on the side of like WNL now, but like, yeah.
Like, this is literally the weirdest conversation I have ever listened to in my life.
So with Bruce being such a popular and loved streamer, building a core audience and unifying an entire platform, how exactly did all of this love that he once had all over the internet turn into nothing but hate? Well, it really all began back in spring of 2023, around the time Bruce hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. On the night he was meant to celebrate accomplishing this milestone, he ended up in a Discord call with two of his closest friends at the time, Your Rage and Casanat. And these two would eventually end up inviting DDG to the call in hopes of squashing a very minor beef that Bruce and DDG had at the time. But this whole thing ended up going terribly and will only further the ongoing problems that the two of them had.
But I can respect to where you want to have a real life conversation.
Conversation
Wait, pause.
before,
I just
right?
had 30K subs. DDG still at 700. Yo, chat. Thank you for the
30K, chat.
Thank you for the 30K.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, listen. I have a question.
Beyond this streaming shit, I'ma see this shit.
He put a middle finger up with the motherfucking track hockey. And say, I got red key, nigga. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. This beef will forever be funny with me, bro. And don't look at this and be like, oh, bro, you still on this DDG versus Bruce shit? Bro, no, I'm not, bro. I'm not. I got respect for DDG. I got respect for, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing like that now, bro. But back then, 2023.
No. Bruce, I got a question for you, Bruce. I have a question for you. Come back to your chair. This nigga's so stupid.
After all of this took place, it started seeming like Bruce could not keep his name out of drama at all. And this would only further after he switched over to the Kick streaming platform. You see, when this whole platform war was going on, it seemed like the streamers who were on the different platforms started beefing as well, because this is where some of the tensions began arising with streamers like Bruce and Casanat. Shortly after switching over to Kick, everything would begin going downhill for Bruce after some damaging DMs would get leaked of him sneak dissing a bunch of popular streamers such as Aiden Ross, Asho Speed, even his closest friends Casanat and Rage. Those messages getting leaked really hurt everything that Bruce had going on. After this, he started receiving a lot of hate online. People began calling him things like a snake, and it really just started to pile up, which ultimately led to Bruce becoming less consistent and his viewership steadily dropping. Now, I personally don't believe that the viewership decrease had anything to do with him being in drama or the messages
It was just
getting
Kick,
leaked,
bro.
things like that.
I hope y'all got to realize during that time, and niggas was like, oh, bro, you're just scapegoating for Bruce, bro. Bro, do you know how many view bots are on Kick? You thought the Twitch view botting situation was bad? Look at Kick. Oh my god, bro, the amount of view bots that are on Kick is insane. And nobody was view botting Bruce because what was going on with him. So of course you was gonna see him with 500 viewers. You was gonna see him with 1,003. Bro, people bullied him for having 3 to 4K. which on Kick with no view bots is still great. You got to think most people weren't going to do the whole migration from Twitch to Kick just for one person. I did. I migrated from Twitch to, I only got Kick for 3 streamers, bro. Rage, Bruce, and T Banks. When they all came back to Twitch, I deleted Kick and now Kick is in a shit fire. So, but yeah, like, and you would see the same thing with your Rage shit too. Like your Rage would have like 8, 9K, sometimes 7K, but on Twitch he used to get like 15, 20, 27, stuff like that. Same with SQC, same with bro. So you gotta understand what was really going on with the Kick shit, bro. Kick had a hell of view bots, and the streamers that weren't view botting, you would see them, you'd be like, oh, fall off, but it really wasn't a fall off, bro. It really wasn't.
It had everything to do with him just streaming on Kick, because once he returned back to Twitch a little while later, his viewership will once again skyrocket. But unfortunately, even with his viewership going back up, the hatred that he was receiving on the internet practically stayed the same. At the time, every opinion Bruce had was basically looked at as hating, whether he was talking about streamers viewbotting. Everyone looked at this like he was just hating or he was jealous because he fell off and other people were doing good. It was just always looked at very negatively. But now, months later, everyone on the internet is starting to realize that viewbotting within the streaming industry is actually a very real problem.
So stop viewbotting. Everybody in the streaming industry, stop viewbotting, bro. Like I'm talking to y'all as streamers. Y'all know who I'm talking to too, bro. Stop trying to make yourselves seem bigger than what y'all is, bro. Just work for that shit, gang.
But you see, that wasn't the only thing that Bruce was getting hate for, because he had also ended up in a beef with the entire FaZe clan after people started coming.
He was right about that shit too, bro. Holy Lord, was he right about that, bro? FaZe Banks is literally not on the verge. He has detached himself from FaZe since the scamming shit came out. That nigga was scuss scamming. He scammed Aiden out of, what was it, 100K? 200K? I might be tripping, but he scammed Aiden out of some money. And Aiden, you gotta stop getting scammed, bro. You gotta stop letting these niggas think you sweet, bro. You got scammed by, what was it, Cardi, Savage, I don't know who else, but those 3 niggas, bro. Cardi, Savage, Banks, bro. Aiden, you gotta tighten up, bro.
To his chat spamming Lacey Live, which was originally just meant to be a troll, but he ended up completely crashing out and snapping on FaZe in general.
Nigga, you think I give a f if Lacey is live? Nigga, f that fat white ass nigga. You think I give a f? Nigga, f FaZe.
This ended up sparking a reply from the former FaZe CEO Banks, which led to the two of them getting into like a back and forth on social media that lasted for a few days.
What?
Yo, just know I'm smacking the shit.
What? Okay. Oh.
And fucking your bitch.
For real?
But I'm gonna take one. Watch. I'm gonna make an example out of you. We both know that. I'm fucking your girl first thing tonight.
And he ain't making an example out of shit. FaZe Banks, where the fuck are you now? In a fucking New York hotel room, talking back with temper on how one of your mans was a PDF file. Was talking to a 17-year-old. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
But you see, during the night that exchange took place, Bruce had mentioned that FaZe has something on the way involving crypto, which you guys know crypto and content creators has always been like a weird, sketchy thing.
Hey, bro, and just wait until y'all see that crypto shit that they up to, twin. They got something cooking, twin. That's why all these trying to, hey, bro, I ain't gonna say too much. I'ma just laugh for right now, bro, because y'all don't get it. So I'ma just laugh, bro. But just remember what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. All right? That's all I'ma do is laugh.
And sure enough, months later, FaZe Banks, the person who he was having this exchange with, would go viral all over social media for being involved in an alleged crypto scam with some type of like pump and dump scheme that he tried to pin on Aiden Ross, and this all.
Oh, he tried to pin it on Aiden Ross. Oh yeah.
Due to the hate he was receiving online. So while all of this was unfolding in the eyes of the internet, Bruce was completely offline. He wasn't streaming at all, he wasn't posting videos, there was no content being posted at all from BruceDropEmOff. The most that the internet would see is a random fit pic maybe once every 2 or 3 months, but even with him being on this extended hiatus, it will only help fans realize that maybe Bruce wasn't some crazy addict who was hating on everything. Instead, maybe, just maybe, he actually had a point all along. And when people came to this realization, that's when Bruce really started to win the internet back over. Even streamers like XQC would admit that he personally thought that Bruce was a bit too real for the streaming world.
What happened with Bruce anyway, Chad? Did he just disappear? Chad, I feel like he might have been too real for the industry, low-key. Chad, now that I look back at the chat, yes, Chad, he might have been too real. People weren't ready to hear the truth.
So basically, in my eyes, this is really like a prime example of not knowing what you have until it's gone, and that it in this situation was gone for basically a year. There was always growing optimism that he was going to return at some point. In fact, the entire DEO got pump faked a few times.
He got pump faked like a motherfucker, but that nigga was treating us like Cardi fans.
Recent message that he had put into his offline chat where he claimed that he was going to see us within a week. And throughout that entire week, fans were up in his offline chat just waiting for him to spark a stream, and that stream never ended up happening. But he ended up making it all up to his community and the rest of the internet on September the 11th. He had put out a tweet from his burner around 1 PM saying that he was happy to let us know that a hashtag say was coming later today. And for those of you that don't know, every time before Bruce goes live, he always tweets out say from his main account. It's kind of tradition at this point. So when fans saw this, they ended up getting their hopes up, and this time he didn't disappoint.
Dog, I was at my best friend Mariah's house. Her sister was having a birthday. It was a whole Mexican joint. It was fire, bro. I think she was like feeding me ice cream or some shit. Bro, I get the notification on my phone, nigga. I go to Instagram, nigga. He live, nigga. I was like, oh my God. Bro, I went in there, bro. That was a top 10 Saturday, bro. That was a top 10 fucking Saturday, bro. That was a great fucking Saturday, bro. Oh my, that was a great Saturday, bro. Holy.
Finally went live for the first time in ages, and the energy was a lot different than it was around the time he left. He was being showered with love, peaking at over 50,000 viewers and gaining over 10,000 subs, all within his very first return stream. And during the stream, of course, he would try his best to keep the energy very positive, even telling fans how much he's grown as a person over his 9-month departure.
Your boy got saved, man. Your boy got saved, all right? This is probably one of the greatest moments in my life. Ain't even lie, right? I was very, very, very proud of myself for like taking this step. All right. Now,
bro, and I ain't even religious, but I'm proud of bro. I ain't even religious, but I'm proud of bro. You dig me?
My testament is crazy, bro. I just wanted all, like, I just hated the fact that I had such a negative heart at one point in time, you know? When my favorite thing to do is to make people smile. That wasn't me, bro, at all. Like, at all. Like, it's just, bro, you realize a lot about yourself when you put yourself in solitude.
Now, with this return, as I said, everything was basically completely different. Like, even the people he was beefing with when he left started showing a lot of love, starting with DDG. Now, DDG was probably Bruce's biggest beef thus far in his career, which is why it was kind of weird seeing DDG show this love, because even over the course of the 9 months Bruce was gone, DDG was constantly kicking Bruce while he was down. I mean, I could literally probably make an entire video of the trolling DDG was doing, like, the entire time. Like, they even got into a minor back and forth while he was off the internet. I don't even know how that's possible. But at the end of the day, when he returned, DDG did end up showing him some love by gifting him some subscribers.
DDG, thank you for the 20 get the subs.
Which is a technique that he did tell his students about in Streamers University, and he also used this method with Soluminati.
Yeah, I seen DDG going, bro, listen, no bad blood towards DDG, none of that. I see, bro, one thing y'all gotta understand about this nigga DDG. He's a master at content, bro.
And so far, it seems like this method has been working for DDG because it did squash the beef with him and So, and now it seems like it's working with Bruce as well. Because when he gifted those subs, Bruce didn't say anything negative about him. He hasn't trolled him yet. It's basically been all positive, which led to DDG going live the next day to officially squash the beef with Bruce on his end.
Nah, y'all. If y'all think I'm still holding a grudge about some shit from a year
I ain't gonna lie, hey DDG. Now that you squashed the beef with Bruce, please, please, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, if DO Yard is still posting stuff about DDG, bro, I want you to know, DDG, DO Yard is not all of us. That nigga is funny as shit though sometimes, but sometimes he be taking shit too far, bro. He said some shit about DDG's brother, and that shit was insane. That shit was so insane, bro. Comments was like, "Hey, DO Yarn, bro, you know you're not going to heaven, right?" It was like, you know you're not going to heaven, right?
But y'all gotta understand, like, and I'm sure he could say the same thing. Bro, niggas got real lives, real motion going on. Like, it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. And one thing I will say about him though, that I respect, when me and him was doing our little going back and forth online, he ain't never brought up no family. He ain't never brought up the girl I was with at the time. He ain't never brought up, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never brought up nothing that was like over the line. And I ain't either. You feel me? So it really, it's never been that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. New streamer beef, niggas is just bringing families into it. Shit crazy.
Like, who gives a At the end of the day.
Now, to my knowledge, Bruce hasn't replied to anything DDG said during that stream at all. Obviously, he thanked him for the gifted subs, but other than that, he hasn't really said much about DDG. But the love for Bruce wouldn't stop at DDG, because even Lacey, a person who literally caused the entire beef with FaZe, even he would end up giving Bruce his flowers in the recent stream as well.
Bruce is one of the only people who could sit at a desk for 10 hours and keep an entire chat engaged without having to go IRL. That's not tuck, that's literally just speaking facts.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That IRL shit is like a here and there joint. You see it with Bruce, bro. Bruce does it here and there, bro. Most of his streams, most of like the famous clips is all desktop shit, bro. And that's how it used to be for Kai. That's how it used to be for Rage. That's how it used to be for that's how it used to be for Silky, bro. But now, like, this IRL shit done quote unquote took over. Not really, but I don't know, man. I feel like that IRL stuff is supposed to be like a here and there joint. Like, oh, if you're going on a trip or something like this, that, and the third. Like, bro, IRLing every day, bro. I'm a desktop nigga, bro. That's how I be. I'm a desktop nigga. You heard? I'm a desktop nigga, and trust and believe, I'm gonna entertain hella people on this desktop. You feel me?
Honest, I do love the positivity and everything that's going on. I love that the internet is back siding with Bruce, but I must say I do think it's a little fake that all of these streamers are showing love. It's not even about like holding grudges or anything like that. It's more so from a standpoint of like, I don't think these streamers would be showing as much love if Bruce came back averaging like 2 to 3K viewers. Like, they might have been saying he fell off or something like that, because when I say like he was getting kicked while he was down the whole 9 months, he was literally
kicked like a motherfucker when he was on kick, bro.
So to wrap it up, thus far the return of Bruce has been going great. He's definitely flipped the switch for his entire career. So far in just 2 streams, he's averaged 30,000 viewers, peaking at over 70,000 viewers with that as well. And not to mention, he's also gained nearly 20,000 subscribers. These are literally numbers that Bruce was pulling like in the early prime of his career. And not to mention, he's doing all of this while the Mafia-thon is going on and while Speed is doing a whole marathon tour as well. So while it still may be a bit too early to tell exactly how this is going to pan out, to me, I think it's fair to say that we're definitely going to see Bruce get back into like the prime of his career, where he was one of the biggest desktop streamers. But that's just my personal opinion. As you guys know, the only opinion that really matters to me is you guys' opinion. So with that being said, be sure to comment down below and let me know, how do you feel about this entire situation? Do you guys think the love Bruce has been seeing from these streamers are genuine? How do you feel about his return? Do you think he'll stick around this time? Just be sure to let me know something down below in the comments. And while you're at it, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join me on my journey to 25.
Sure, bro. And shout out A Bear for the vid, bro. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, bro. Like, when Bruce sparked that stream, I was like, okay, bro, there's hope for this stream and shit. Cause, bro, the only niggas that I like watch for real that are streamers is Phantom, Rod. Bro, I'm DO for L, GZF for L, Troop for L. You feel me? You know how I get down, bro. Those are the 3 people that I like watch consistently. Like that. That's my streamer Mount Rushmore right there. Phantom, Rod, and Bruce. That is my streamer Mount Rushmore right there. That's my top 3 in no order. I don't think they're like number 1 for real. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, bro. So, and when he sparked that stream, I was like, yeah, bro, this shit gonna get better, bro. This shit gonna get better, bro. But yeah, man. That's really it for me. Marso Mafia 4L, DO4L, you know how I get down. GZF4L, you know how I get down. Troop, you know how I get down. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, man. Peace.